pizza is probably one of my all-time favorite meals. I could live off of a solid New York style pizza if I didn't need any other nutrients to live. As delicious as pizza is, buying it out has become very expensive. So for the past few months, I have been trying different recipes to make this at home. I am by no means a professional pizza maker. This is just a recipe that has been most successful for me. So in a large mixing bowl, you are going to combine 1 cup of flour, 2 1/4 teaspoons of instant yeast, 1 1/2 teaspoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of basil. Whisk that together until it's well incorporated. Then add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 3/4 cup of warm water. Stir that together well, and then slowly add in 1 more cup of flour. Stir this together until the dough starts to pull away from the sides of the bowl. You can form a ball. The dough should still be a little sticky, but manageable. You're going to oil a separate bowl. Roll your dough in the oil and cover. Place this in a warm area and let it rise for about 30 minutes, or until it doubles in size. Once your dough has risen, preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Transfer your dough to a lightly floured surface and knead it a few times, giving it a few fold and turns, just until the dough is smooth. Next, you're going to roll your pizza dough into the shape of your pan. I'm using a 9x13 cookie sheet for this, so I'm just trying to get a nice flat rectangle. Once I get the general shape, I like to pick the dough up and let gravity do its thing, gently pulling on the edges of the dough and stretching until I get to the size of my pan. Once you reach the desired size and shape, transfer your dough to your parchment-lined pan. You can fold over the edges if you'd like to create a crust, and then use a fork or other utensil to poke some holes all over the dough. This will help to prevent the dough from bubbling while it's cooking. Next, you're going to drizzle some olive oil over the surface of your dough and spread it out, and then add whatever toppings you'd like. I'm using a can of pureed tomato sauce. I find the most efficient way to add the sauce is by dropping it in the center and then kind of just spooning it out along to the edges. I pre-shredded some mozzarella cheese for this, so I'm just going to sprinkle that all over the top, and then I'm going to line pepperoni all over the surface of the pizza. This was a special request by my toddler. He likes pepperoni pizza. I personally prefer to add some diced up onions and red peppers. Also highly recommend spinach. There's not much that you can't do with homemade pizza. It's actually quite incredible, and I highly recommend trying it. Instead of spending $30 for a pie, I probably spent about $2 or $3, and I promise it's delicious. So bake it in your preheated oven for about 15 minutes. Let it cool for a few minutes when you take it out of the oven, just so that the cheese doesn't slide all over the place, but then you can slice and serve. I have absolutely nothing against store-bought pizza. Like I said, I absolutely love New York pizza, but you can't beat the cost difference for one made at home. I highly recommend trying this out, and let me know how it goes. I'm excited to improve my pizza making skills.